Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. I am not feeling 100% today, but I am a woman of my word. And so, since I promised you guys that I would do what I could to show up for you every Wednesday around this time, 4 p.m. Eastern, so that I can answer your questions for free, I am going to do that. So, you guys are going to be patient with me. You're going to be understanding with me. You're going to be amazing with me, because since I'm a woman of my word, you are going to be women and gentlemen of your word. And that's what you're going to do, because you're the best. Okay. We are going to jump right in, because as I said, I'm not feeling that great. And that's the end of that. Okay. All right. So first question, if someone is being hot and cold, is it better to give them the chance to explain themselves or just move on? If someone is being hot and cold, is it better to give them the chance to explain themselves or just move on? Okay, so deciding how much of a chance you're going to give someone in any particular circumstance completely depends on how much of a relationship you've developed thus far, right? If I have a best friend who is snappy at me, then I'm not going to be necessarily inclined to cut her off for life because she was snappy. If someone is a stranger who's snappy, I'm never going to talk to them again, right? So we can't just make decisions that's so black and white based on not enough information. I don't have enough information, right? If someone's hot and cold, how long have you known them? How long have they been hot and cold? Have you given them a reason to be hot and cold? Have you gotten into something? Is there more to it? We just can't just make decisions willy-nilly without there being some kind of context. So if you are sending me a question, right, my assumption is that this person is relatively worthy enough to have a conversation with. If you've taken the time to say, Allison answers questions every Wednesday, I am going to go inside of her stories and I am going to drop this question, then I think that you can take that same effort to send a similar message, excuse me, to send a similar message, and for you to reach out to them and say, hey, this is what I've noticed. Did I do something that offended you? Is something going on? I don't think that it hurts. So again, we can't just make decisions willy-nilly, because depending on the status of your relationship, some people are worthy of giving a second chance to, some people are worthy of a conversation, and some people aren't. And again, if you're sending me a message, that means that I believe this person's worthy enough for you to send them a message, for you to ask them, what is going on? You seem hot and cold. Have I done something that offended you? Is there something going on? Now, if their response is worthy, then you give them that second chance, right? If you've done something that's offensive, you actually listen to them and don't assume that it's that they're overreacting or they're being dramatic, right? And perhaps you can correct the behavior on your end. But if you're writing me, that means you can write them. That means it's worthy enough, right? I wouldn't write into someone who gives advice about someone who wasn't important. So clearly this person's important to you. I would send them a message. I would give them a call. I don't think that it would hurt. Okay? How would you end a relationship after 15 years? It feels more like a roommate situation now. How would you end a relationship after 15 years? It feels more like a roommate situation now. Okay. So, you might not like my response, but I'm ending a 15-year relationship the same way I'm ending a 5-year relationship, the same way I'm ending a 5-month relationship. If the relationship has reached its end, like the season is over, the season is over. Excuse me, guys, for all the coughing. As I explained, for those who are just coming in, I'm not feeling 100%, but I promised that I would do this Q&A every Wednesday as much as humanly possible, so I'm trying my best to push through. How would you end a relationship after 15 years? It feels more like a roommate situation now. If it's over, it's over. If it's reached its peak, it's reached its peak. If it's reached its end, it's reached its end. I don't know what else to say about that. I'm not going to hold on just because we've been together for 15 years. So now we could waste each other's time and be together for 16. We could waste each other's time and be together for 17. Like, if it's the end of the road, it's the end of the road, right? And this is also another terrible response that you are absolutely not going to like, and it's not a therapeutic response. And my favorite therapist is in the building, Taylor Chandler. I'm not going to just jump out the window and move unless I know that I am financially prepared to do so. Now, that might be a New York trauma response, but I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm homeless because I am romantically unhappy. Unless I'm being abused, I'm not putting myself in a position where I'm going to be homeless because I'm romantically unfulfilled. So I'm going to create an action plan, right? I'm going to make sure that I'm financially in a position to leave. I'm going to make sure that all of my ducks are in a row. And I'm going to tell this person that clearly I'm sure feels the same way. If you feel like it's a roommate situation, excuse me. I don't know if I'm going to get through this Q&A, y'all. I'm going to try my best. If you feel like it's a roommate situation, then they probably feel like it's a roommate situation. And they know it's coming. It's not a huge surprise, right? I take it that you're probably not intimate. I take it that you're not spending quality time together. So as a result, you'll let them know this isn't working out appropriately, and you'll be exiting the space within the next 30 days. You let them know, okay? Why, when a man has proven he's a liar and a cheater, we stay or won't let go? I think that's a very deep question. One of the reasons is that a lot of people are afraid to be alone, and they would prefer to be with someone. They would prefer to be with someone than they would prefer to be alone. And so that's what they're going to do. So they're going to stick with what's familiar because they would prefer to be with what's familiar versus what's not familiar. We just had the question of the woman who's been in a relationship for 15 years. It's easier for some people to stick around and be in a relationship that's not serving them because at least they know what to expect versus having this feeling of having to start all over again. That's not my problem. I got my own problems, but that's a problem for other people. And so as a result, we don't judge. All we do is make the best decision that we can make based on the information that we have. Now, if one decides that their life is better off with the unknown, the devil that you know is better than the devil that you don't, then that's a choice that they make, but they can't complain about it. It's a choice that they've made, right? Or you can decide that you would risk it and start anew. And that's my recommendation to anyone. If you know that you are unfulfilled in your romantic life, if you know that your partner is a liar or a cheater or abusive or what have you, then please start anew. The devil that you don't know may not be a devil, may be an angel. I would much rather take that chance than to stick around and to allow abuse to continue in my romantic life. Okay? How do I tell this man how I feel about him? I have a major fear of rejection. How do I tell this man how I feel about him? I have a major fear of rejection. Hello, everyone who is joining. My name is Allison. I'm a certified dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with singles to help them find the love and commitment that they deserve. I am not feeling very well today, so I apologize for not having the extra sparkle. I usually have my teacher voice and my voice is low. I might cough a little bit in between, but I apologize for that. But I am a woman of my word, and I said that unless I am in active delivery on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to try my best to do my every weekly Wednesday Q&A. And so that is what we're doing. We're going to push through. We're going to get through as many questions as we can together on this. Okay? So how do I tell this man how I feel about him? I have a major fear of rejection. Suck it up. I say this every week. Suck it up. I have to tell you, and I say this lovingly, I am so tired of women with this major fear of rejection. Men have been rejected since the age of 14. They've been trying to talk to girls. They walk on the train, they're on the bus, they're in the dollar van, they're in the restaurant. They put themselves out there all the time, and they dust themselves off and they try again. What is this fear of rejection? He don't want you. Okay, somebody else will. You will be all right. Like, we have to get over what is the rejection going to do? Tell me the last time that someone died because they were rejected. Tell me. If you can send me an article where someone had a heart attack, their blood pressure was increased to the point where they had, I'm not a medical professional. Show me the article where somebody died because of rejection. Get over it. So what are you going to do? You are going to limit every opportunity that is afforded to you, or every door that may be open to you because you're afraid that somebody's going to tell you no. Then guess what? Then you're going to be stuck in a very average life. Not a sucky life, a very average life. Because, yes, tell me bye, hello and goodbye, right? Because I don't want to apply for the job because what if I get rejected? Okay, then you'll be driving an average car for the rest of your life. Oh, I don't want to take this opportunity to launch this business because what if it doesn't flourish? Well, okay, you're going to be in an average apartment for the rest of your life. Like, hello? When you show me the last time someone died because they were rejected, then I will honor this fear of rejection. I honor fear of sharks. I honor fear of cramped spaces, right? Claustrophobia. I will honor any fear that will actually cause you physical harm or death. If it's not, suck it up. Tell the guy, okay? Now, why they keep asking me this is because they knew it's not their fault, Taylor. I don't know what every week is. I'm fear of rejection, and it's always a woman. I don't care. You will be okay. You will not die, okay? You let this gentleman know how you feel, and then perhaps he feels the same way and you can move forward. But I will tell you this. In life, I like calculated risks, right? So yes, I'm saying suck it up, blah, blah, blah. But I think that we need to be practical. Like, I am not going to launch a business without having a business plan in place, right? Without starting my LLC, without opening the bank account, without reaching out to a brand strategist. Like, I'm going to put things in place so that when I do take that risk of launching that business, then there are things that are organized so it's not outrageous. So the likelihood of me failing would decrease, right? So if this man has never been flirtatious, if this man is taken, if this man has never given me any indication whatsoever, yes, I'm saying jump out the window and let's get rid of this fear of rejection. But I think we also need to be practical about why is it that this man has never flirted with me? Why is it that this man has never given me any indication that he's interested romantically? If I never get any of that, then I'm not jumping out the window. Calculated risk. But this fear of rejection, ladies, please, 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 please and thank you. Okay? Okay. That made me get loud, and now I don't even know if I'm going to get through the rest of my questions. Excuse me. I'm going to try to read this because there's emojis and stuff, and I'm not young. And the person who just asked just joined, so you're going to have to go back and listen to what I just said, okay? I'm not going to say your name, but I just answered your question. You just joined, okay? He tried to FaceTime on the first Hinge. I said no to FaceTime a few times, told him my hair was not done. He stopped FaceTiming me. Do I FaceTime? Okay. Excuse me. He tried FaceTime on the first Hinge, I assume on the dating app. He said no to I said no to FaceTime a few times, told him my hair was not done. He stopped FaceTiming me. Do I FaceTime him? Again, y'all, with the same effort that you're sending me messages, y'all can send this message to these people. Give him a call. Send him a text. Hey, are you free? If he doesn't respond, he's no longer interested. He probably thinks you were a catfish who's playing games, which is what I would think too. Even though, trust me, I understand the desire to make sure that your hair is done before you join any public forum, right? Probably thinks you were a catfish. Hey, are you available? You want to hop on a FaceTime? If he doesn't respond, then he's not interested anymore. Okay, oh well, you'll be all right. Move on, okay? And keep your hair done, because the expectation in 2022 is that people are FaceTiming. They want to make sure that you are who you say you are. They want to make sure you are who you say you are, as they should. And that's what I tell my clients every week. Like, I need you to FaceTime these people. I need you to make sure that they are who they say they are, or video chat in the app, whatever is whatever. I need you to do these things because we need to make sure that whoever we're talking to is who we're actually talking to. And if they are unwilling to do so, just like 10 seasons of Catfish on MTV has said, then they are probably ain't it. Okay? Send him a message. Hey, are you still free? If he responds, then that's it. If not, oh well, move on and keep your hair done, please. You are actively dating. Okay? I realize I'm not the best at noticing when a guy is interested. How can I fix this? I realize I'm not the best at noticing when a guy is interested. How can I fix this? Are you listening to him? Are you paying attention? Is he saying things that are flirtatious in nature? Is he complimentary to you? Does he compliment you, right? So if you're listening to what he's saying and you notice that he's giving you compliments, then that is going to be an indication that he is interested. If he is reaching out to you on a every day, every other day basis, he's sending text messages, he's giving you phone calls, then he's interested in you. So all you have to do is pay attention to their behavior, and that would help you to assess whether or not they're interested. Do they reach out? Are they making an effort to spend time with you, either on the phone or in person? And do they compliment you? Easy peasy, okay? How do you get out of a relationship that you know is no longer for you? Hi, I no longer want to be with you. Come on. Guys, this is not rocket science. This is not rocket science at all, at all, at all. I don't know if I'm having a boy or a girl. We all gonna find out together. Thank you for asking, Jamil. How do you get out of a relationship that is no longer for you? Hey, we both know that we're not going in a direction that seems like it's going somewhere, right? Like, we're not growing, we're not developing. We've been together for X amount of time, and it seems like there's been no growth. I think it's in our best interest to go our separate ways. As I mentioned for the other person who said it's been 15 years, and they live together, now that's a different story. There needs to be some strategy in play. I'm not breaking up with people and then I got to move into my mother's dirty basement, right? However, this is not rocket science. It's not, okay? So, let me explain how this works since someone just asked. My name is Allison. I do this dating and advice thing every week, and this is how it works. In my stories for 24 hours, I place this story here. It's green. It looks the same way every single time. You drop your question in the box. You cannot DM it to me because I won't be able to find it. And you have 24 hours to put it in the box. I also send a text message to everyone who's a part of my VIP list that says, hey, I'm about to go live. If you have a question, put it in the box now. That way I keep it organized. I'm able to time everything out. So unfortunately, I cannot take your question live here. But if you put it in the box within the 24-hour range, then you are golden. And or if you forget, it's okay. Join the VIP list. It's free. Click the link in my bio, scroll all the way to the bottom, and then all you do is you put your cell phone number in, and then I'll text you once a week. I don't text a lot. I text you once a week, say, hey, don't forget I'm about to go live, put in your question, and then you get a weekly reminder, okay? How do I get out of this relationship? Hey, I'm out, right? And again, I assume that there's no level of abuse here because it wasn't indicated, or manipulation. Guys, it's not hard. You break up, you say it's over. Use whatever has been told to you in the past back on the other person. Whatever's been said on TV, say it to them. Like, this is not hard. This relationship isn't serving me. I don't feel fulfilled. I think it's best that we separate. And if there are children or finances or things of that like, then you get those ducks in a row first, get organized, and then you au revoir. Okay? Excelente. Is it okay to ask a man how many women he's dating besides me? We are not exclusive. Is it okay to ask a man how many women he's dating besides me? We are not exclusive. Okay, so when I pre-read these questions, so I could kind of get my mind around it, right? As they come in over the 24-hour period, I read this question. This was the one that stuck out to me the most out of everyone's question today. I want to know why you want to know. Like, why is it important to you how many men, how many women this man is dating besides you? The two of you are not exclusive. You made that clear. I appreciate that. That's super important. Why? What difference would it make? Are you in competition with these people? Are you trying to see who else is in the running? Who else is up for captain of the basketball team? Like, how is this information going to be any different for you? Are you going to show up any differently in your conversations, on your dates, in your quality time, as you're getting to know each other? Are you going to show up any differently depending on what that number looks like? I am not concerned about the number. So is it okay? I mean, sure, but I'm not confident I'm going to get the truth, and I'm not going to show up any differently anyway. Allison is Allison is Allison. I don't care how many people are quote unquote on the roster. I'm going to be me no matter what it is. I'm going to allot the amount of time that I have for you. My conversations will be as shallow or in depth as you perceive them to be. We are going to go on as many dates as the two of us have time for, because I'm not competing with anyone. This gentleman will decide based on who he's seeing over time, who he thinks is the best fit for him, and will inform me when he's ready or when I ask. And I, for sure, are seeing other people, and I am also deciding if that gentleman is an appropriate match for me over time based on our interactions, and will dismiss him or proposition him accordingly. I am not concerned, okay? So is it okay? I mean, almost anything is okay once it's not abusive or detrimental. Sure, it's okay. Would I ask? No, because I'm not showing up any different anyway. So I don't need to know that information. That's almost the equivalent, in my opinion, to asking how many bodies you got. One, I don't even know if you're telling me the truth. And two, what difference is it going to make for me? Whether you have 1 or 100, we're still going to get tested together, right? Whether you have 1 or 100, I'll decide when I feel like I'm physically attractive enough to you, or I feel like our relationship has met a certain standard where I would share my body. Yeah, I'm not concerned. Okay? I hope that answers your question. What should we talk about on the first date? What should we talk about on the first date? All right, this is an excellent question that I haven't answered in a couple of weeks, so I don't mind being repetitive, okay? So, what I have outlined for my clients that are work with me either one-on-one or in a group is that your conversations should be driven by a combination of two things. Number one, your conversation when you're getting to know people, either on the phone, via FaceTime, or on a first date, should be driven by what you are looking for romantically. Meaning, I know that there are non-negotiables that I have. I tell my clients to set 5 to 6 non-negotiables. These are behaviors and traits that my partner, my future partner, must seemingly have in order for me to continue to date them, right? For people, they might be different. One of my non-negotiables is that the person is hardworking. For someone else, a non-negotiable might be that they are a Christian. For someone else, one of their non-negotiables might be that they are financially sound. Whatever, right? So you have your list of non-negotiables. You should know what you're looking for in a romantic relationship before you even start dating. You should know what you're looking for in a romantic relationship and in a partner before you even start dating. Those are your standards. Those are your expectations. That's what you're looking for. You should also be able to have those things, or you should be able to complement those things. But that's another question for another day. It's going to make me talk forever. Okay? Good. So once you have those things established, then that means I already know what I'm going to be asking you, because I'm going to be trying to assess whether or not you have those things. That is why I'm on a date with you. I already know that you're good looking. I don't need to see your face 1,000 times to confirm that. I know that, so that's covered, right? So then now the fact that I'm going out on dates, now the fact that I'm having conversation, now the fact that we're getting to know each other, I'm asking these questions around my non-negotiables. What does that look like? So, for example, as I said, one of my non-negotiables was that my partner is hardworking, right? I don't care if you come from money. I don't care if you come from money. If you come from money, you should be working that money, hard working. As a Caribbean person, right? Hard work is a part of our morals. Like it's in our moral fabric, okay? Hard work is a must. So I'm getting to know you. I'm going to ask, what do you do for a living? Do you enjoy your work? Do you see yourself continuing to progress at said company, or do you see yourself doing something different? Have you thought about entrepreneurship? Right? I'm asking questions around work because that's one of my non-negotiables. I bust my ass, so anybody I'm with gotta bust their ass too. So when you ask what should you talk about on the first date, first you gotta be clear on what you're looking for out of a partner in partnership, and then you ask questions based on those things to see if this person is in alignment with what you are looking for. So that's one level of conversation. However, you don't want to be pew, 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 pew. Like, this is not the Spanish Inquisition. You don't want to overwhelm people, and you don't want them to feel as though it is an interview. So you also throw in the little stuff, guys. Like, you throw in the reincarnation, aliens, what are you watching on Netflix, like the soft and the easy things. You mix that in too, okay? So what are you talking about on the first date? First, before you go on that date, get clear on what you want. You'd be so surprised about how many people who are unclear about exactly what they're looking for in a partner, in a partnership, or they're using and throwing around words and they don't even know what it means, right? Get clear on what you want out of a partner in a partnership. Create questions based on those things, and then ask them, okay? All right, beautiful people. How do I handle love bombing in my DMs? How do I handle love bombing in my DMs? If it's in your DMs, I assume this person's a stranger, or they would be texting you directly because they would have your number. If the person's a stranger, they're strange, block them. How do I handle love bombing in my DMs? They're a stranger. They don't love you. They don't even know you. Block them. If they knew you, they'd have access to you. That'd be a different question. Block them. Will my ex ever unblock me? I don't know, girl. I'm not psychic. I know there's a lot of fake Align with Allison pages that be having like double L's and double I's and double S's. And then they be hitting y'all up in y'all DMs and then telling y'all that they could do a reading for $20. That is not me. I am Align, A-L-I-G-N, with Allison, A-L-I-S-O-N. I am not psychic. I have no idea when your ex is going to unblock you. But I think we worried about the wrong things here. Instead of us being concerned about when the ex is going to unblock you, there needs to be a conversation as to why your ex blocked you. Was he or she reasonable in that? And what are you going to do moving forward to change those behaviors so that the next boyfriend or girlfriend doesn't block your ass? That would be my concern. I'm not saying you deserve to be blocked. I don't know the circumstance. I just read the questions and I answer them, right? But if this was a deserving block, you've violated some kind of boundary. First of all, I applaud that person for blocking you. Good. I'm glad that they stood by that. And you need to be concerned about changing your behaviors moving forward so that you can be a part of a healthy, fulfilling relationship. And if you don't know how to correct those behaviors so that you can be a part of a healthy, fulfilling relationship, then you need to reach out to a therapist, a coach, a counselor, or someone. I think it's a gentleman, by the way, who wrote this. You need to reach out to a mental health professional who can assist you, because YouTube ain't it. Y'all love y'all some YouTube. You think that YouTube is going to be the resolution for everything because you're cheap. And you don't realize that investing in your haircut, investing in your car, investing in your sneakers, investing in your education is the easy route, and you're still going to have failed relationship after failed relationship because you are unwilling to invest in the things that matter. Yeah, because you're cheap. Pay for a session with somebody who you think has some level of insight. Yeah, and they love to start podcasts like if that's going to exercise the demons, right? Hire somebody, book a session, right? Don't go out to dinner tonight. Book a session, see how things work out, and exercise those demons, please and thank you. Excelente. 6 weeks dating, and yesterday he told me, I love you. I think I'm in love with you. Is it too soon? Too soon for me. I wouldn't feel confident that someone knew me well enough in 6 months to say that they loved me. Okay? As a result, I feel like that's too soon. But I've heard stories of people who fall in love very quickly. They become engaged to be married. They're happy, they're healthy, and who am I to judge, right? For me, 6 weeks, way too soon. I just don't feel like this individual knows me well enough yet to make the decision that they love me. So that would be too soon for me, and that would make me feel uncomfortable. Especially because I'm assuming that you don't feel the same way. 6 weeks. Sorry, y'all. I'm not feeling good. My nose is stuffy. I'm coughing. 6 weeks. Okay? I texted the guy I am seeing on a fake profile. Asked if he was dating someone and his reply was no. Texted a guy I am seeing on a fake profile. Asked if he was dating someone and his reply was no. A couple of things, right? A couple of things. Let's break this down. Texted a guy I'm seeing on a fake profile. Seeing how? How are you seeing him? How would you define the seeing? How does he define the seeing? We need to make sure that we're using the same language. Earlier, I talked about people talking about what non-negotiables they have and using words and not even knowing what those words mean. So you're seeing a guy. What does that mean? Talking, dating, committed relationship. You need to be clear and get clear on exactly what the status is of this interaction with this gentleman, right? Because I don't know. You said you're seeing him. I don't know. Seeing and dating might be two different definitions. He might not be trying to play you. Number 2, why are you texting people on fake profiles? Clearly, you already don't trust him and you're playing games. So this texting people on fake profiles thing is very 17-year-old behavior, and I'm going to need you to stop it. I'm going to need you to be more direct. I'm going to need you to ask questions of the people that you're seeing so that you can establish exactly what the two of you are thinking, and you need to behave and move accordingly. Stop that. Don't do that again. Okay? Now, you asked him on the fake profile if he was dating someone and his reply was no. So on your real profile, meaning you as a human being, you should ask him, hey, just checking in with you. What is the status of our relationship? And then you can say, I'm using the term relationship because relationship just means how two people relate. It doesn't mean we're committed, right? So just asking, like, what's the status? Just want to know, are we talking? Are we seeing each other? Are we dating? Now, if he says that we're dating to your face, however, he told the fake version of you, which you should not have even done, but we can't cry with spilled milk. He told the fake version of you that he wasn't dating anybody. Now we have a conundrum. First of all, if you tell him that you did that, now you seem crazy, but it is what it is. Now I think that you need to discontinue that relationship because he's blatantly lying. He told the fake you that he wasn't dating anybody. He told the real you that he's dating you. So that's a discrepancy that can't be resolved, in my opinion, right? So you need to move on. But nonetheless, please do not text people on fake profiles. Do not, how old are we? We're not calling people on three-way and we're quiet. This is not 2002, okay? Moving forward, do not do that. Moving forward, just ask the person directly and get super clear on what that means. What is our status and what does that mean to you exactly? And what are the limitations and what are the boundaries and what does that look like? Okay? Chrissy says he probably knew it was you. He could have known it was you. And that's good for you because you're not supposed to play those games. Okay? Says he will have forever. Have crazy love. Okay. So we're going to try to fix this. Says he will forever have crazy love for me. Jealous of other guys, but won't ask you to be his girlfriend. Yeah, he's playing with you and wasting your time and you're allowing it. Y'all are not in a committed relationship. You do not owe him exclusivity. He does not have a right to have an expectation of that when you're not in a committed relationship. Period. So, you can commit if he's willing to commit. I'm still concerned about being jealous because even in a committed relationship, that doesn't mean that the other person should be behaving in a jealous way. Jealous is one step away from abuse. But that's another conversation for another day. He absolutely doesn't have a right to behave in a jealous fashion if that's not even your man. So since that is not even your man, I don't even understand why we're talking about this. He doesn't have that right to have an opinion. Forget about jealous. He doesn't have a right to have an opinion. As I told the other woman earlier on about asking about who else they're seeing. We're not exclusive. There's nothing to talk about here. I don't care if he got crazy love for you. He sounds crazy. And you sound crazy by allowing this guy to feel as though he has a right to an opinion on you seeing other guys or flirting or whatever it might look like. You're not you're not my dad. Like, you're not his girl. That's the end of the conversation. What does it mean when your ex doesn't want a relationship, but he wants to be friends? I don't know. To me, it means that he doesn't want a relationship and he wants to be friends. I'm 3 weeks out from my due date, so maybe I should apologize in advance and let y'all know that the average pregnant woman's emotional well-being is usually like crybaby-ish. Maybe because I'm from Brooklyn, mine isn't crybaby, mine is anger or annoyance. So I should probably apologize in advance. What kind of question is this? What does it mean? It means what it says. He said he doesn't want a relationship, but he wants to be friends. It means he doesn't want a relationship and he wants to be friends. Or what? Come on, y'all. What y'all doing to me today? Okay? What are y'all doing to me today? Please. That's what it means. For whatever reason, he doesn't want to commit to you, or he doesn't want commitment. Either way it goes, it doesn't really matter. All we know is that y'all ain't together, and I appreciate that. Let's talk about that. Let's flip this question and talk about why we appreciate the fact that this gentleman is kind enough to tell us that he doesn't want to be with us versus wasting our time. Chrissy says, if you don't want to be his friend, no problem. Don't be his friend. You're not obligated to continue any kind of relationship with this gentleman. But he was kind enough to let you know he doesn't want to be with you. Do you know how many men, and you know, I don't like to try to like make this a gender war. I'm not a gender war person. I'm a human being, and I talk about things in terms of human being behavior, right? But you know how many men do not break up with women that will purposely treat women like shit to force the woman to do the breakup because for whatever reason that I can't comprehend, they can't bring themselves to actually say the words, so they just treat you bad to make you do it, right? He told you, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for saving my time. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know. As a result, I'm going to move forward accordingly. Thank you. Because he could have wasted 6 more months of your life treating you bad and making sure to figure out whether or not you should stay. That's the end of it. It means that he no longer wants to be with you or in a committed relationship. Either one doesn't matter. And he wants to be friends. He probably doesn't even want to be friends, but that's how he tries to soften the blow. You can decide whether or not you're going to stay. That is your business as friends. I got enough friends. I'm good. You do what you want with that. Okay? Okay. Last question of the day. Allison, my car's gas light keeps coming on with the arrow pointing at E. What does it mean? I don't know, Jonathan. I think it might mean that the car's on E. Might mean it's time to get some gas. Let me know how it goes, Jonathan. Thank you. Okay? Last question of the evening. When is the right time to reveal you're a widow? It's been 10 years. Today. Unless, say I was going to say something. Reveal it. There's no shame. You ain't do it. You ain't do it. So, there's no shame. This isn't you're a divorcee for the 5th time and so you clearly don't know how to maintain healthy relationships. You're a widow. This is beyond your control. As a result, there's no shame. Tell them today. What are we talking about? Come on, y'all. No shame. Okay? All right, beautiful people. I have a group in 12 minutes. I'm going to try to get some water. Try to get my life together. I actually have 2 groups back to back. Pray for me. And that's it. I love you guys. I will see you next Wednesday around the same time. Adios, amigos. Bye.